You made it to the place of hope and dreams, of blonde sand and neon jellyfish, and day moons that trick the tides, and bronze sunsets who are widowed by 1,000 sorrowful nights. I thought of quickly slipping over the rails and going down into the abyss to find a friendly soul, and I could not find the golf course I was soon to become employed with.
Sushi jackknife, 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 sushi jackknife.
And see, we might start recording just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you know that...
I was going to ask earlier, why aren't you recording? When you were talking about whatever you were talking about
It kind of
before.
just happens.
It happens.
Yeah. Usually he calls me a pet name and then starts recording. And here we are. Yeah, Buttercup was tonight.
Yeah.
Sugar Taint. That's a special one.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Mixed company. No.
Inappropriate.
Loyal listeners will notice another voice in the room.
I am Carl.
This is Carl. This is Carl's debut on Sushi Jackknife. Carl and I are co-workers, and your first time ever on a podcast.
Yes, this
Ever.
is. Yes.
Ever.
Yes, episode 213, 13, my lucky number.
That's right.
Yes.
I'm a little shocked because I thought by now everyone had a podcast.
Yeah.
Like on the planet. So you're the one holdout that doesn't have a podcast.
We were talking about this today too, and she's like, I just have to find the right person. I said, that's what I have in my
Buttercup.
Buttercup.
You two mesh so well. I can't just sit alone and talk to myself.
You can, but those are the sad podcasts.
Yeah.
I know that someone listening probably has tried a solo podcast and you're going to be offended by this.
I tried a little bit.
It's no good.
It's not fun.
You have to be a very special person to do that.
You do.
Like, you have to really like the sound of your own voice.
Yeah. And you probably have to prepare way more than we're willing to do.
Yeah, or just be willing to spout off random bullshit for 2 hours and not care that everything you said was incorrect.
That's true. That's true. No one fact checking
There is
you.
Rush Limbaugh did have a radio show for like 40 years. So.
That's case in point, man. Yeah. So we alluded to Carl's coming, the coming of Carl's arrival.
The coming of Carl.
Weeks and weeks ago, many episodes ago, because she has a story. Now, we don't have to get into that right away, but like, I heard this story.
Right.
She brought this story in to work at the back of the Schlotzskys.
Right.
Yeah. Me, Tron, Carl in the back of the Schlotzskys.
Just whipping up sandwiches.
Taking a little bit for ourselves.
Right.
You know?
It's a risky game.
Yeah.
But you got to take a little sandwich
We're
home.
the only Schlotzskys in the tri-state area. What are we supposed to do?
If you worked at a Schlotzsky's, you probably would be the only Schlotzsky's in the tri-state area. I don't think there are any.
There's not a lot. There's one. There is actually one.
Was that the Toasty subs?
No, that's Quiznos.
That's Quiznos. Okay.
Yeah.
There are more Schlotzsky's than Quiznos, right?
They have Quiznos where you're from, Carl?
I don't know.
Okay. They had these crazy commercials with like, were they hamsters or guinea pigs?
Yeah, it was like
something?
a guinea pig, but that someone had performed science experiments on.
Yeah.
A guinea pig with human eyes.
And they had this really abrasive voice. And their whole thing was they run your sub through a toaster.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so it's always hot and like the cheese is melted and it's pretty
Doesn't
good.
Subway do that?
They will do it.
I think Subway started doing it because
they don't advertise it.
They don't advertise it.
But
And
it's an option.
I don't know if when you guys go to Subway, but I feel like I need to apologize the whole time I'm there.
So when I go to Subway, because I've been trying to eat healthier, right? I always
like Jared.
Yeah. Well, I always end up just getting like the veggie sub.
Yeah.
Because I look at the menu and I go, this is garbage.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to eat any of this, so I'm definitely not going to choose an unhealthy sandwich.
Yeah. Subway has such a smell, too.
Oh, it's very
like
weird.
It's like the smell of like meats.
Yeah. Well,
open air.
So have you read about Subway bread?
It's not really technically bread.
I think it was in France.
Okay.
It actually legally can't be called bread because it has too much sugar in it.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
I don't know what they would call it there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like when you go to the grocery store and they have the wings that aren't real wing meat.
Oh, yeah.
And it's wings with a Z.
Oh, right. Like cheese with a Z?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like that there. I don't know. But
That's a good question. So, yeah, in your neck of the woods, I don't know if they have quizzes. You're from
Upstate New York.
upstate New York.
So maybe they do, but I know Subway.
Yeah.
how upstate are we talking? Are we
Syracuse.
talking like constant blizzard upstate New York?
Oh, I don't know. They're getting hit with snow right now.
Okay.
It depends.
It was
Not-
82 degrees today. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it was like 20 there.
Did you
God.
It's not
call,
Buffalo.
No.
Did you call everyone you know and just laugh at them?
No. I mean, I'm jealous. I laugh down here when it's like, shut down.
105?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or like we shut down for a few inches. Or
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, you're still new here.
Yeah,
so
I know.
it's still fresh to see all of the
those videos of the
Tennesseans-
trucks sliding down the hill
Oh,
on the
yeah.
ice.
or the
Yeah.
people in Tennessee that it's 50 degrees and they get out their heavy winter
And it's down
coat
to their
and- yeah,
knees. Yeah.
the scarf, the
Their
gloves.
parka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 48 today.
Oh!
Bitter. It's bitter.
It could be 48 tomorrow
Yeah.
with the way the weather is.
It probably
yeah.
will be.
And then you spent your college years in Vermont,
I did. Yes. So
Which-
colder.
has real food and more snow.
What do you mean real food?
I mean, I just feel like Vermont,
Are you saying that the food in Vermont's
You
more
mean like
real than
farm
New
to
York?
table?
yeah, I feel, farm to table.
Farm to table,
yeah.
organic,
Yeah.
vegan,
There are still
gluten-free.
McDonald's in Vermont.
Yeah.
I've never been. How am I supposed to know?
If she wanted to eat garbage, she can do it anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
It doesn't.
could. You could. You definitely could.
I thought they saved that for New Hampshire.
No.
Oh!
Ooh.
I hear that New Hampshire is a bummer.
I've never been. I
Okay.
don't really.
See? She
I
needs
don't
to
know
go.
why.
What
go?
do you do for fun in Vermont?
You outdoors stuff. If you're a deadhead, great place to be a
Okay,
deadhead.
okay.
I'm not a deadhead, but
I assume there was a lot of LL Bean involved. It
Yes.
feels like an LL Bean place.
yes, there is. Yeah.
What did you wait? No, I asked you this the other day, and I don't think I contextualized it right. But there was like a word for some kind of flannel that people wear around there, or maybe like a particular article of clothing. I'd never heard
a
it
shirt.
before.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember you asking me this.
Okay, there was something. I don't know what it was, but I remember this, but now I can't remember. My brain is filled with discussions of late where we've been talking about what is chuggy or not.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
heard of chuggy?
I have heard of Chugi.
Yeah.
And it's infuriating to me because it's just the dumbest looking word I've ever seen in my life.
Well, it's not spelled anything like it's supposed
Yeah.
to be.
It's very upsetting
It's
to
like
me.
CHEWGY or something. It sounds like it should have two O's in it.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I'm not young enough to take this on as a cause,
Yeah.
but if I were younger, my goal would be to get my generation to fix that.
Okay. That's fair.
Make it better. That's all I want.
That's fair.
Is now upstate New York, is it a stocking cap or a toboggan place? Do you call them
Oh.
toboggans?
Yeah. What's a stocking?
It's the same thing.
it's
It's,
a-
just a different word for the
Oh, okay.
other people. I've heard it called a sock hat.
That's Georgia. That's Georgia.
You got your sock hat?
That is specifically Georgia, and just because most of them are just socks that have been fashioned into a hat.
Yeah, I mean, I would call my grandma once a year, and she'd sew together all my old socks into a hat.
I had to go to Michigan at one point, and that everyone kept talking about bringing a toboggan.
You think it's
And-
sled?
Yeah, I'm from the
Yeah.
Midwest.
Yeah.
That's a sled.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that meant, and I was very confused why people were packing a toboggan for their flight up north.
Sled. I almost sled behind that plane.
It's
Yeah.
a weird choice.
And Carl was actually a college radio DJ up in Vermont, which I think is the coolest thing. Something I never did and would love to do still.
I did it. It's fine.
I forgot that you did it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm sitting here with
Well,
two
okay.
college
What
radio
was your name?
DJs.
What was your name? What was your show name?
My show name, I actually was just thinking about this
How the
the other
fuck
day.
haven't we talked about this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Was Mike's Crazy Freak Show.
Okay.
There was no one on the show named Mike.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
My co-host who left after 2 episodes, his roommate was named Mike.
Okay.
And then I just stuck with the name
So
because it doesn't need to make sense.
you've been in media for decades at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a veteran
Yeah.
at this point.
You're doing great.
Yeah. A very successful.
So speaking of success, I got an email from Anchor.
Yeah.
You listeners will know Anchor because of the incessant ads we have on our show for Anchor.
Insert ad here.
They are discontinuing our ad program because we don't have enough followers on Spotify, specifically because they're owned by Spotify. So
Right.
we're doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys want to follow us on Spotify,
Yeah, do that.
That'd be great.
We need like 100 in order to keep making a few.
Oh, that's
shekels.
not going to happen. Never
few
mind.
shekels.
Don't waste your time. Don't.
And now it's really annoying. I know this is super inside baseball, but now when I upload an episode, I have to place it a mid-roll ad somewhere within the episode. So I have to use
You get to pick where it's at?
Yeah, I have to use their editor to figure out where I want it to be. And breaks in these conversations, I mean, there's no natural.
Do you want me to naturally throw a break
Actually,
in the middle
don't do it because we're not getting it now.
Okay.
I should have told you like a month ago, and it would have made a difference.
Yeah. I'll still do it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Brought to you by...
Audible.com.
Yeah.
You can get an audiobook at Audible.com.
Brought to you by anyone but Spotify.
Brought to you by MagicMind.co.
There we go.
That's a real
Magic
ad
Mike.
we had on the other show, on the Bob Show. We didn't make any money from Magic
No.
Mind.
I assume they're not asking us to do it
I
anymore.
have it's radio silence.
So we can talk about this now?
I think we can talk about Magic Mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was like a health shot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Okay.
this
Yes.
discussion?
Yeah.
I told you all
And
about it.
when we were discussing it, Justin had the hardest time not calling it Magic Mike.
Well, I was just about to say that.
XXL?
Yeah. Like he just wanted to call it Magic Mike the whole time. So I actually had to fight the urge the whole time we were recording the ad to not try to tempt you into it by making stripper references.
I mean, when am I not thinking about Channing Tatum's abs?
I mean,
And in
come
this
on,
movie,
you're only human.
Yeah, that's true. In this movie, as I'm told, there's something for everyone because Selma Hayek is in this new movie.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
on.
Magic Mike's
Humana,
Last
humana.
Dance or something?
Whatever. Yeah, Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Last Dance.
Last Dance with Magic Mike. One more time, Magic Mike.
That, you know what? For an episode, we should see
we gonna
Magic
go-
Mike.
We do okay, Carl is also a movie person.
Okay.
Hardcore. We call her Film Buff Carl
Yes.
at Schlotsky's. And,
Right.
Yeah. And, God damn, what if we really did work at a Schlotsky's? I think I'd be pretty depressed, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Well, at this point in life, if you're... I mean, based on the stories you've told about Schlotsky's,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
imagine yourself the manager.
No, I don't. I manage a Schlotsky's. We're the only one in the tri-state area. What the hell were we talking about?
Going to see Magic Mike.
So we occasionally cover a movie, but it really, it's always been a Christmas movie
Mm-hmm.
because we alternate years of having a real Christmas special that we put effort into.
Right.
And then a year where we don't feel like it, and we just talk about a movie that happens to happen around Christmas.
Which is what we did this year.
No, this year
No.
we put effort in.
Oh, that's right. We did.
We
that's
had the
right.
Elf interview.
We did Ernest.
Yeah.
So this year we get to slack off and pick a Christmas movie.
That's right.
This coming
So
year.
Magic Mike XXL, is it a
No, I mean, when does it come out?
Christmas movie? I mean, it's out right now, I think. Or
Is
it's
it
about to
really?
be. It's about to be out.
I've never seen a Magic Mike, so
I-
I'm not.
okay.
I mean, I'm not going to see it.
This is it.
She's more the like Kate Blanchett crowd. Than
Okay. Well, that's not what we're doing here. Here's what we're going to do.
All right.
We're going to watch Magic Mike, Magic Mike 2 Electric Boogaloo. I don't know the name of that
That
one.
sounds right.
Was that one XXL?
No, I think the new one is called XXL.
Okay.
No, it's The Last Dance, isn't
Is
it?
it called The Last Dance?
How
So
many
that-
are there?
Oh shit. We need.
Okay, well,
hang
if
on.
there's more than 3, this
Internet,
plans out. I'm not doing
internet.
it.
Are you saying each?
I think we have to watch all 3 of them.
It is Last Dance. I thought you were joking.
No.
It really is Magic Mike's Last Dance.
And when does it come out?
Hey, when does the new one come out?
Yeah.
Hang on. This is not my. I mean, it's playing now. Yeah, it's playing today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have to watch all 3 of them.
Okay.
So we can
I like it.
have an episode to discuss the Magic Mike universe.
Okay. I'm fine with it.
Compare the trilogy, the
Yeah.
Magic Mike trilogy,
Sure.
to all the great trilogies throughout time.
Oh, yeah.
The first Star Wars trilogy,
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. I like that
others.
one. Indiana Jones until,
Yeah.
like, they fucked
Well,
it up
I had a
later.
bunch that I was about to say, and then I was like, no, they made
All of
more.
them at this point have been...
They made more and then
Yeah.
ruined it.
It's true. Yeah, no, XXL was the last one, excuse me.
Okay.
And this is Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. In a Twitter Q&A in June 2012, Tatum confirmed work on a sequel. Yes, and yes. We're working on the concept now. Concept?
2012?
I mean, when it so
took
the
them-
first movie, when did the first movie come out? Was it like 2010 or some shit? No, it was released in 20. Oh, it just was so well received
Okay.
that they immediately...
In this Twitter Q&A, is he talking about the one that just came out
No,
now?
no. He's talking about the second movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
good Lord. I was concerned that it took them 11 years to come up with a movie that is essentially mom porn.
Yeah. I mean, it's like once a decade we get like a male stripper movie. Because you remember, what was it? Were they British? Were they Australian? Oh, man. This was like the running joke forever. What was the
British
name
or
of this
Australian?
movie? Oh, my God, dude. I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know.
I don't think, I mean...
Carl, would you go to a male strip show?
I was just gonna say this
It-
area of movies is not.
It
not
feels,
I don't.
it feels like it would be an unappealing thing for most people.
I think it would. I think if you got a group together and you made a night out of it, you know,
Sure.
you did something before,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
but just to go straight to that.
Well, I wasn't proposing like you go solo to
No, okay. But you still need a crowd.
Right. It would be sad. Any strip show, if a person goes solo, that's very sad.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, it's sad to begin with most of the time, but
The Full Monty.
the full Monty?
You don't remember the Full Monty?
No.
No one remembers the... Do you remember the Full...
This is not. I was.
Who was in the full Monty?
It was... Okay, hang on. It's 1997.
Okay.
You were... How old were you? You weren't born.
I wasn't.
I
born.
was 10. I was 10 years
You
old.
were 10 years old. Okay. I was like 13.
So I didn't watch the full Monty.
It was 6 unemployed steel workers form a male striptease act.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
I think it's a British film. Yeah, it's a British film. And it was all the rage
I don't.
at the time.
I'd watch British. I think over Channing Tatum. I don't know if that's a
Yeah.
controversial thing to say.
What if
No.
Channing Tatum
Was British?
spoke with a British accent?
I don't know if he could. I don't think he could.
I don't think he's capable.
I didn't say a believable one.
Yeah.
It's like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins British
Yeah.
accent.
His accent is G.I. Joe. That's Channing Tatum's accent.
He's up there stripping. Aye, governor!
But yeah, the full... And I think the joke of the movie, the like central concept joke, is none of them are attractive. Like there's like one...
I
You know,
like this idea
There's
for a
like
movie.
one
then.
guy who's like kind of good looking.
And then the other 5 are like, we can ride his coattails.
total dad bod.
Yeah.
Like, and beyond. You know, like pub life bodies. You know what I mean? So,
Okay, I like that.
you know what I'm saying?
That's a good idea.
So
actually.
yeah. The full Monty.
Did you see this at 13?
I
Was
might
this
have.
right after Fight Club?
No, I saw
Like
Fight
a
Club
double
at
feature?
15.
Yeah. Okay.
Fight Club. Hi, Roy. Roy has been texting me so much about. He is. We both love.
He's in a
Club.
Fight Club?
He's in a Fight Club mood right now.
Oh, no, I
Yeah.
was hoping an actual...
There's a lot of like deep
Club.
dive YouTube stuff about Fight Club, like alternate interpretations and stuff. There's a lot out there. It's actually interesting.
I
and she
think-
just watched it.
I think Fight Club is one of those movies that everyone wants to be way deeper than it probably is. Like, I think it's probably an Occam's razor situation where it's
The simplest explanation.
That's what they intended.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, no, there's got to be 80 different layers to this. I think probably the original 5 are probably it.
Probably close. Yeah. It is a good movie, though. It's a really good movie.
But it came out the same year.
It came out the same year?
97,
That
right?
came out in 97? I thought
Were
that
we
came
talking
out.
about it?
I thought Fight Club came out in 2000 for some reason, but I could be wrong. Hang on.
Would you watch a male stripper movie
99,
starring Brad
99.
Pitt and Edward Norton?
Yeah.
You know
Yes.
what? I
90s era Brad
Yes.
Pitt and Edward Norton.
Brad Pitt is
100%.
not my favorite.
She's not a Brad Pitt fan.
I mean, he's good, but he's not my favorite.
I'm starting to really question the sanity here.
Of who? Oh, of Carl?
I mean, don't say
Don't
anything.
question Carl's sanity.
She doesn't like Brad Pitt.
No,
Yeah, but
I-
like-
it's,
But like, come on.
I'd watch a male stripper movie with Brad Pitt. I mean, hubba hubba.
I think... I don't know. You, speak for yourself.
he's just. I feel I'm more so like the current Brad Pitt. He's too. It's like I feel like the roles are all the same.
Well, that's true.
That is true, yeah.
But he's-
90s, 2000s, maybe.
Brad Pitt currently has reached the fuck it point of his career.
Yes.
Where
yes,
it's just like, I've
yes.
done all the money.
Yes.
I don't care anymore. Just whatever.
And I think you and I came up, Nathan,
Mm-hmm.
in the golden era of Brad Pitt.
That's
Because
true.
you got Snatch, you got Fight Club. People will argue that these are not good movies, but I like all these
who's
movies.
arguing that Fight Club's not a good movie?
Some people are arguing that. Some people, I've heard it referred to as a young man's movie.
It is a young man's
It is
movie.
a young man's movie.
But it's not, I mean, we're not talking like Boondock Saints young man movie.
Right, that's a young man's movie too. I've heard that movie referred to that way. But like I remember 7 Years in Tibet, Meet Joe Black, Inglorious Bastards, skipping way ahead. Great movie, great performance. Come on, Burn After Reading. It's an interesting thing he was doing there.
All the Oceans movies.
All the Oceans.
Which he ate constantly in those movies. I don't know if you've
He
noticed
ate
that.
constantly.
Yeah, have you
always
ever
eating?
noticed that?
No.
Go back and watch Ocean's 11.
Have you seen these movies?
No,
And-
I like my first Brad Pitt was Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Okay, that's like that's like still good era.
Yeah, that's
Brad
good.
Pitt. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he's eating.
Yeah, he like I would say there are no less than 10 scenes where he is eating food while everyone else is doing something. He'll be on the phone eating.
hilarious. Yeah.
It's just I don't know if he went I need something for my hands or what.
Well, see, I've heard that about. You know how I've been into like the Hammer movies of late. I have a DVD set right here, actually. 20 Hammer films. Maybe they're Blu-rays. They're Blu-rays. And Peter Cushing is one of the central. Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing are the central actors, right? And Peter Cushing was like that. He was like, I want to have things to handle when I'm working. So, like, whether it was like, literally, I watched one of these Dracula movies that he's in, and he's constantly handing out snacks and drinks to people. Or cigarettes. Like this is back when you'd have a box of cigarettes that you would open up
Right.
and offer everyone. He's just handling something constantly.
I just found this on YouTube. Someone has put together a 15 minute long mix of Brad Pitt eating from movies.
That's amazing.
Because
I love that.
That's a thing you can actually do.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I would defend his career over like a Tom Cruise.
I'm with you on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We found common ground.
yeah, Tom.
Yeah. Tom Cruise will do crazy shit. Like I saw the teaser for the next
I was tempted with that.
right?
I'm not a Tom Cruise fan, but I was tempted.
The next what is it called? Mission
Mission
Impossible.
Impossible.
Thank
Yeah.
you. The next Mission Impossible movie. And the dude goes on a ramp on a dirt bike.
Yeah.
Dirt bike? Motorcycle?
yeah.
Dirt bike. He has to ditch the dirt bike
Oh, I've
and
seen
then
this.
cliff
Yes.
jump
Yeah.
and parachute into like a ravine.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And how many dirt bikes did they go through?
Right.
Like
and he does a surprising amount of his own stunt
Yeah, he
work
does.
in
He
those
does.
movies.
Yeah.
To give him credit, to take away the credit, he is a Scientologist.
well,
So-
I think that's how he can do those stunts. Is he's like, I have full faith in Scientology that I can hang on the outside of a building or a plane, and I'm fine. I'm going to be fine.
He definitely knows where Shelley Miscavige is.
Is that the
the
woman?
wife from the founder of
that's right.
Scientology? Yeah.
She's in a trailer in the desert somewhere.
Like he's got an idea of it.
Yeah. He's the Elron now, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
He's treated like
Makes
Wow.
perfect sense.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I should have asked. You're not a Scientologist, right?
I'm not.
She's
Oh,
not.
good.
No.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I don't want him following me right now.
Let's do this story.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Feeling good?
Do the story?
Let's
I can.
do the story. So, what's the backstory of the story?
All right, I'm holding in my hand Tom Wolfe's The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test, which is a great book.
Yeah.
And I found it on one of those, like, take a book, leave a book.
Okay.
I did not leave a book. I was out and about. I just took a book.
Right.
That's why we're not giving out your last name.
Yes. Or my real first name.
Right.
And this looked cool. There's, like, tie-dye all over
Yeah.
it. So I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah. Super cool book.
Yeah.
For those who don't know the plot of the book,
You've actually read it.
yes.
Have you read it?
I did, yeah.
I haven't read
it's
it.
a
Okay.
it's a journalist. It's not fiction at all.
It is a romp.
Yes, a journalist followed Ken Kesey and his band of ne'er-do-wells.
Yes. Merry pranksters? Is that
Yeah,
what they call
that's it.
themselves?
as
Yeah.
they took way too much acid and got into a variety of mischief.
There you go.
So,
Yeah. All around the country?
yeah.
Yeah. And wasn't there like a built-in synthesizer to this van they had?
They had, like, a band strapped to the top.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like, I
I-
need to see pictures because I
Wow.
don't believe
Yeah,
it.
I tried to
Okay.
find pictures and I couldn't find
Yeah,
any.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Like, full bands the whole time
On top of the bus.
with speakers.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a very bad idea.
It's a
but-
super bad idea, but it sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, you got this from a
But
take
yes,
a book, leave
took
a
a book, did not leave a book.
Yeah.
And picked it because it looked cool. And I pulled it out. There's a piece of paper inside. And so I took it out and I read it. And I will read it aloud.
Yeah.
Oh,
Please
boy.
go ahead. This is handwritten.
Handwritten, yes. 4 little pages. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
I hope this letter finds you good and true. Welcome. You made it to the place of hope and dreams, of blonde sand and neon jellyfish, and day moons that trick the tides, and bronze sunsets who are widowed by 1,000 sorrowful nights. I arrived in Hyannis on a lonely bus and sailed to Brant Point on the ferry. I thought of quickly slipping over the rails and going down into the abyss to find a friendly soul, and then the ferry came into Nantucket, with the white church steeple beyond the wharf, and I woke up to a dog who wagged her tail when I opened my eyes, and whose leash was tethered to the burnished arm of a beauty I have neither the face or courage to speak with. I took the wave bus out to Sconset and walked down a dark road. I was hungry, thirsty, alone, and I could not find the golf course I was soon to become employed with. I came to terms that I would have to sleep along the bike path until morning, when I might be able to find it under daylight. But a little while later, I walked into the employee housing, and the cooks from Sankaty were stoned between weed and a Ziploc bag of Adderall, and Little House on the Prairie was blazing on the big screen in the living room, and I was shown to my room. And I knew I had made a big mistake by not jumping into the sea on the ferry ride from Hyannis to Nantucket. I cooked for 2 weeks among a brigade of warm bodies who had neither the talent or sober health of even the worst cook on the mainland. There was, it seemed to me, a Stalingrad approach to staffing the kitchen in terms of let's throw bodies at the front. I became depressed and stopped eating, and then a sous chef called me a piece of shit for reasons I am still trying to sort out. And I tried to carry on, but I gave up, and I only wanted to find a clean, well-lit place, as it were, to slide a knife across my wrist and never wake up again.
Oh,
So I woke up at 3 a.m. today and made a pot of bitter coffee and drank vodka and beer on 3 days of not eating, and I am off to Brant Point to walk into the sea, but first I wanted to return a book at the kiosk. Good luck to you, whoever you are, but I'm beginning to think that luck has nothing to do with it. James, Thursday, 3:30 p.m., June or July, Nantucket, 2021. P.S. Good news is the B. Belichick wedding went sort of well. And it is written on the back of the menu of the clubhouse that he went to. or
oh
worked at.
boy.
Yeah.
It's,
All right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to unpack here.
Yes.
So you found this where?
Inside Tom Wolfe's The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test.
Right.
Inside one of those little take a book, leave a book.
Here in Nashville.
No.
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 Okay.
Nantucket, Massachusetts.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
The I'm assuming. Okay, well, first we'll start with the easiest part to unpack.
Yes,
the sous chef called him a piece of shit because it's a sous chef, and that's what they do.
Yes.
There doesn't have to be a reason. I've worked in restaurants. That's just what they do.
Well, they're getting yelled at by the chef, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it trickles down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's all they called you, then it's a win.
It's a
pretty
good
good
day.
day.
I worked in a Mexican restaurant, and the cooks like to yell "Chinga su madre" whenever you walked into.
Fuck your mother?
Yeah, fuck your mother. Whenever you walked into the kitchen. To anyone. Management, it didn't matter. So.
Isn't the prose of that...
It's very well written.
It's and it's like for about to walk into the ocean. The handwriting is quite poetic.
Yeah.
Now, what was the name of the club? Do we know?
The club. Here we go. I got the menu if you're feeling hungry. It just says clubhouse menu.
This is the clubhouse at the golf course.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay, I just put that together.
Let's see. Because he said the B. Belichick. I'm assuming it's Bill Belichick's
It
wedding.
is.
Of
Yes,
the
he
Patriots.
has. He has a house there.
Ah,
Okay.
he would,
Okay.
naturally.
It's not. I will tell you, it's not the biggest.
Bill Belichick's house.
It's not the biggest on the island.
Oh, you saw it.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I did.
So were you vacationing?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Did you know that if you search Bill Belichick wedding, like the top 4,000 results are all about him skipping Robert Kraft's wedding?
Is that
the owner of the Patriots. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Bummer. Okay.
I mean,
So-
whoever this guy was, maybe was.
There was no news report of anybody walking into
Okay,
the
so you've
ocean.
done the research.
This is
I
what
have. You know, you find this and you're like, I have to.
Right.
Who's James?
This is what I love about Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she looked it up.
Good.
Like,
Because I was about to have to do it,
Yes.
and now I don't have
some
to.
people would be idly curious.
No.
But Carl would look it up.
Well, I mean, I read this to my family and we were like, no way.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, no. It's so well written. This guy, he likes to suffer for his art.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, the idea of drinking beer and vodka after not eating for 3 days
Right.
sounds awful.
That is the worst. Drinking beer and vodka
Together.
is a bad decision to begin
Right
with.
after a pot of bitter coffee
Right.
at 3 a.m.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
You're just asking for trouble.
That's probably why you got called a piece of shit. You're definitely not acting normal at that point. So, okay, so we don't know of a James.
No.
There's
Jim?
no James.
There wasn't a Jim?
No. Could be a Jim.
What's another nickname for James?
There's
Jimmy?
James, there's Jims, there's JJ, there's
Man.
Jimmy. Could be Jimmy.
Like, I almost feel like someone needs to contact the clubhouse and go, who was employed for a very short period of time that would have been a piece of shit named James?
Does anyone have a memory?
Do you
of
remember
James?
that piece of shit James?
Yeah.
He worked Bill Belichick's wedding. You remember?
It's weird because I have this, I don't remember the author's name, but I have this book of poetry I bought kind of on a whim. And it's it's a guy who worked at like a seafood restaurant in that area, and the whole book of poetry is a meditation on working at a seafood restaurant and bussing tables and, you know, empty crab hulls and things like that. You know what I mean?
I feel like that could work.
Yeah,
I can see that being
It's called
good.
American Busboy, whoever the author is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
I like
upstairs
that.
somewhere. Yeah. Can I see that?
You can. It's very beautiful handwriting.
Yeah, his handwriting is not only super legible, but he made very few mistakes. I mean, there's a couple words that are crossed out,
Yeah, that's
but look at that.
that's one take writing right there.
And I gotta say, this menu is unspecific as to its location. It does say clubhouse menu.
I was gonna look and see what they served.
We can get the Nantucket
It's
Garden
right.
Greens.
Yeah, it's right there.
Nantucket Garden Greens. Okay.
It's either $10 or $14. I'm not sure what the upcharge is. Maybe some chicken or something on there.
Large.
A large, yeah. The big salad.
The big, yeah.
You can get a baby kale Caesar salad,
Okay.
an Asian chicken chop chop, offensive,
I don't care. To be fair,
It's a
would
golf
you
course in
expect nothing
Massachusetts.
less?
Yeah, it's a golf course in Mass. The tuna tataki, sesame seed tuna, mixed greens, Napa cabbage, soybeans, shiitake, mandarin, wonton strips, cilantro, spicy mayo, soy glaze, heirloom tomato caprese.
I'm trying to find
Did I
like
say that right?
I think so. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
unique dish that I'd be able to Google and figure out everything I need to know about this place. But
Well, they have a Cobb salad.
fucking clubhouse.
How about a sandwich called the Golfer's Delight?
Okay.
That seems-
What's on a
What-
golfer's
yeah.
delight?
You got applewood smoked bacon. I'm there already. Tomato, Swiss cheese on a toasted English muffin. Come on.
I feel like there needs to be a bit more for it to be a special. That's it.
True. Yeah. I'd take that with an Arnold Palmer.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of bourbon in it.
Yeah.
Come on. Soups, they got the clam chowder, of course. Soup of the day, half sandwich and a cup of soup.
So it's the Sankati Head
Sankety.
Golf Sankety.
Yes.
Sankety.
Head Golf Club. Okay.
Oh my
okay,
God, you found it.
Okay. Sankety.
Oh yeah, Sankaty, Sankety.
He also capitalizes only the names of places, like full capitalization throughout the word.
I like that he doesn't know what fucking month it is.
No, I think that's an artistic choice.
Okay, yeah.
Come on, like he's leaving. It's the end of the
June.
summer. He's not working anymore. He knows what month it is.
And this was 2021. Wow. I mean, is this type of shit more common in an area of the world like Nantucket than it would be here? I gotta think so.
Or like LA.
Yeah, but someone with this level of like mastery of the English language. I mean, this is really good writing.
It is
That's
very
that's
good.
what I can't get over. Is like how good the writing
I
is.
want to know how old this person is.
I mean, he's writing like a romantic 20-something-year-old who's been to college or is in college.
Or has read one writer that he really likes.
Yeah.
And because I don't know, I can't think of who it would be.
Kerouac?
But this
That's what I was gonna
does
say.
seem to be mimicking another writing style.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
why it's in this book, you know?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
It could be.
exactly. Is there any similarity between the Tom Wolfe of it all and the James
Or,
of it all?
well, Kerouac was sort of.
I mean, Kerouac was
Beat
within
writer.
in the. I mean, this sounds to me. I mean,
It is
having read a little bit of Kerouac,
it is Kerouacian.
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 That's a hell of a.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it is overly romantic.
Uh-huh.
It is. This guy's. Speaking of, well, we've been deep diving Enneagram lately, of course.
Oh, come on.
This guy is a fucking 4. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Just by
Wait,
reading this.
hold on. Have you gotten sucked into this Enneagram
Well,
stuff?
no, I'm just, I feel like.
She's not sucked in.
No.
Okay.
But I'm aware of what I might be.
What are you?
I am a 5.
We think she's a 5.
I'm a 30.
Okay.
I don't. You've told me.
You're a 6. I, think.
I did a.
Someone else thought you were a 5, but her energy and your energy are not the same energy. They're both good energies, but they're not the same.
I had someone get offended with me for making fun of the Enneagram, and say that that's why they don't talk to 4s.
You're not a 4, dude.
I don't know what any of it means.
Look, here's okay for my
They're just numbers to me.
absolutely. If the Enneagram is to be believed,
Uh-huh.
something interesting is happening right now.
Yeah.
In that I'm a 4.
Yeah.
She's a 5.
Uh-huh.
You're a 6.
Oh well, that's what they
We're-
call an Enneagram straight.
Yeah, it's a flush. Yeah, it's
So there we go.
we win. Guess what? But if we had a 7 in here, it'd be fucking some shit up.
Oh yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
3 upstairs. So
Right.
really we have 3, 4, 5, 6.
Uh-huh.
We're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just was very confused that whilst making fun of how I don't think the Enneagram makes any sense and
Right.
I don't care about it,
Sure.
someone would then try to use the Enneagram as an insult to me.
Yeah, I know. You've pissed off more than one person in regards to the Enneagram.
Yeah, it's really just
Yeah.
the one person over and
is
over.
it the same person?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the same
All
person.
right. But yeah, this guy's style. I mean, I think it's got to be on the road influence for sure, and even the little details, like you said, is it June, is it July,
Mm-hmm.
and the postscript. Bill Belichick's wedding went well.
That does, yeah.
It's so of a thing, but it's still good.
Yeah.
It's still good.
Can I
It's,
say
it's thought out.
Yeah,
can I
it's
say
not-
something controversial here
Of course.
related to that?
I mean, no, you can't.
You know what? I don't love Kerouac.
I haven't really read enough Kerouac to know.
I haven't read a lot either because I started and went, I don't love this.
I watched a video about Kerouac recently.
I feel like I'm supposed to. I feel like everyone says I should.
Yeah. I mean, what other book besides On the Road are you supposed to look at for Kerouac?
We have another one. I don't. What is it? Desolation.
Off the Road. Desolation Row.
Yeah.
There's another one that's like something about Buddha or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't read enough to know.
I mean, I'm not. Maybe I need to read more. I just.
Yeah. Carl's a heavy reader.
I can be, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, the beat writers there, it's like, what's happening, actually?
Yeah.
It's difficult,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. It's
You just kind of have to let it happen.
Like, I remember, not that he's a beat writer, but I remember reading Ulysses, James Joyce, and being like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. I mean, I took a class on it, and we didn't even read the whole book.
Yeah.
Like, we sectioned it, and I had, like, guides, and I still didn't know what was going on. The Junior Club Sandwich. Sides.
We're back to this.
Yeah, sides include French fries, sweet potato fries, coleslaw, tater tots, onion rings, kettle chips, side salad, or cup. And some of this is highlighted,
Yes.
which is interesting to me.
I
This is
would
his last
question.
meal.
I mean, he ate a lot.
Yeah.
If this is his last meal. But
I
yeah.
would question anyone who ordered that with kettle chips when there's
Sure.
fries and you said onion rings, right?
I did not say
Oh,
it. Yeah, I
just-
did say onion
yeah.
rings. I did. They're all the same price, by the way, $7. Whether you want chips or onion rings. That's
Come
weird.
on.
That's just making it easy on people. The Junior Club Sandwich. The Chipotle Chicken Sandwich. Little spicy for Nantucket, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's gonna be light on the Chipotle.
The New England Fish Sandwich. The Maine Lobster Roll.
There you go.
$24.
There you go.
But it's probably
Yeah.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I've seen more expensive lobster rolls.
okay. The only lobster roll I ever had, because I haven't been to the Northeast,
Yeah.
is you brought it for the Super Bowl
Yeah.
one year.
When who was
That was
it? Was the Patriots and someone else?
yeah, and Katy Perry was the
And
halftime show.
I went thematic and we made a
Yeah.
lobster roll.
I don't remember who was playing the Patriots, but yeah. Anyway, the buffalo chicken wrap, the bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
What is LTO?
You know what? I think that's lettuce, tomato, onion. Because I looked at it and I was like, what is this?
You're right, dude.
It's like Evu.
yeah, Evie.
I hate
extra virgin olive oil.
I hate that.
Yeah. Well, Rachel Ray says EVOO.
That's better.
Yeah,
I still don't like it.
but EVO. We don't care.
But yeah,
for
lettuce,
LTO.
tomato, onion.
The Sankety hot dog. That's what I'm going for.
That's questionable.
The Baja fish taco. Baja is on the opposite end of the country.
Yeah, hold on. Can you circle back to this hot dog?
Yeah, the Sankety hot dog.
Is there any
is,
details?
Not a lot. Scant details.
Okay.
It is a toasted New England bun
Yeah.
and a choice of toppings.
Okay, so
So really whatever you want.
did Bill Belichick have a choice of lobster roll or hot dog at his wedding?
I think he did. The Baja fish tacos.
Okay.
And a BLT.
I feel like the burger or the BLT is like the safest.
Golfer's Delight does sound good.
Yeah, but it needs more.
It's like a BLT kind of, but without the one of them. Without the L.
I think you order the BLT because if you order Golfer's Delight, you have to say Golfer's Delight to the
Yeah, which makes you
to
look
the
like
waiter.
an asshole.
Yeah. I'll have a Golfer's Delight.
Do you have a favorite passage within there? I mean, I feel like
Ooh.
I wanted to kind of spend a little more time on the prose. You know, I mean, and if we run long, we run long.
I
but,
mean, the
like,
beginning part really gets me, where
Yeah.
it's you made it to the place of hope and dreams, of blonde sand and neon jellyfish, and day moons that trick the tides, and bronze sunsets who are widowed by 1,000 sorrowful nights. I will say run-on sentences
Wow.
throughout.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I feel
a
like.
poem.
Yeah, but
It-
you know,
like,
my
it
favorite,
It does suck you in right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But my favorite part about that is like you read that and you're like, oh, look at this artist. And then you get a little further down and you're like, I wish I'd, slipped over the rails and found a friendly soul. And you're like, oh. And then you turn to the next page and it's like, Ziploc bag of Adderall in House on the Prairie. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then the last page is like, find a clean, well-lit place, as it were, to slide a knife across my wrist. And you're like, ah, got it.
So from page 1 to 2 to 3 to 4,
There's something.
he's really
There's like a
falling
beat
down.
on each
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
I mean, it's so well thought out that you got to think like this guy typed this shit like beforehand.
absolutely.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then wrote it out
Yeah.
on the back of a menu.
If he just wrote that,
Yeah,
just off the cuff,
off the dome. He's a goddamn genius.
man, I hope he didn't walk into the ocean.
Yeah, and I hope he's not still working.
I mean,
at
I
the-
hope he didn't either way.
Right.
But
Right.
like, especially if he can do that, just
I mean, it's super impressive. I don't know what else to say. I mean,
And the writing is just so beautiful. Like physically,
yeah.
it's very. I don't know. You want to look at it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
have
very
a- have
nice
a
to look
closer
at. His letters are just. It's not cursive,
No.
but it's poetry.
It's like,
What-
yes. It's
what
He
if we were
wrote
to
in the
find
poetic
out
font.
absolutely.
that what if we were to find out that these were Bill Belichick's vows?
Wait, that Bill Belichick
And he added
is
the
not only
PS.
the most winning
Yeah.
coach of all time in terms of Super Bowls,
Yeah.
He's a poet.
but he's also a fucking poet.
However, the downside is he only writes about killing himself.
I got to tell you, if that was the case, I'd need to go to Southside right now, get a menu, and write my suicide note because that's like not a world I want to live in.
Just imagine in that scenario being his bride,
Oh,
who's having to listen to him go into detail about how he should be slitting his wrists.
sure. Jesus.
Not a great wedding.
No, not a great wedding. Not a great wedding.
It's very good.
It's so good. I mean, James, listen, if you're hearing this and you're not, but like wherever you are, like nurture that soul you have, brah. Like eat something.
Yeah.
And
Get the golfer special.
get the golfer special and then like slow down on the vodka. I'll allow the beer and the coffee.
Yeah.
Fine. But like, you know, and the Adderall. And you know what, by the way, that passage is so true to life. People who are stoned and on Adderall working at a restaurant watching Little
That
House on
all
the Prairie,
sounds
that all
correct,
adds up.
I feel like someone needs to start a completely separate podcast.
Yes.
That like an NPR serial type of podcast
Yes.
tracking down
James.
James.
I-
I'm not doing it. I
No,
don't
we
have
got
that much time.
Come on, we're gonna go. He gets a whole episode. What do you want?
Yeah. I Googled the golf club. That's the most research I'm going to do.
Did you find anything by Googling it?
No.
Is it like on the coast? Is it right there?
It is kind of the golf
Yeah.
course is like right on the edge.
I didn't
this
find anything
lighthouse right
helpful.
here. They had to move the lighthouse because the coast is disappearing.
Oh, is that right?
That lighthouse right there.
Because like the
Oh.
water level's rising?
No, like
Oh.
the edge of the island is disappearing.
Oh, it's like eroding?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So who
That's-
knows how long this place will even be here?
You know what's weird? What's weird that I connected to about this is nothing nearly as romantic as what James went through. But I used to spend, when I was like 16, 17, I used to go visit my friend in the summer in Black Mountain, North Carolina, which was just outside of Asheville.
Okay.
And for a guy that grew up in the middle of fuck nowhere, Asheville seemed pretty exotic to me at the time. And we would go up there and we would hang out and we would walk by. We did a lot of walking. We walked to a video store. We walked to the train tracks. We ran over coins on the train tracks and all sorts of things. And then we would walk by this golf course. And that's what it makes me think of is like, I had the impulse back then as a teenager to like camp out at this golf course, you know, in Black Mountain. I don't know. It takes me right back there to a very romantic time in my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? To that period where you're like, reality hasn't quite sunk in yet. Your day-to-day life hasn't dragged you down.
Right.
And that's what that makes me think of is that, you know?
Now, I'm assuming the answer is yes.
Yeah.
With you. Did you have a period where you would have tried to write something like
oh my
this?
God, I just came out of it. What are you talking about? I mean, Nathan and I like both write stuff. Do you?
A little bit,
Right,
but not.
things- I could see
I'm
you.
too embarrassed to. It's
Okay.
like you look at it the next day and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like I could never
Yeah.
write something like this.
I definitely spent a fair amount of time between ages like 16 and 20 trying to write something that good.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You know, and writing about like space frogs or some bullshit.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like,
Yeah, I feel like everyone goes through in every creative person. I should say that.
Yeah,
Not
every
everyone.
creative person, yeah.
There are the people who don't want to create anything. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
their business.
You know,
Goes through a phase
other
where it's like,
Enneagrams.
yeah, Enneagram 9s.
Actually, yeah.
All right!
I mean, not saying they're never creative, but like
What about 8s? Are they creative?
more
Okay.
angry than creative, but yeah.
1
sure.
through 9. 9's the end, right?
Yeah, it's 1 through 9, yeah.
1 through 9, who's the least creative?
I mean, I don't want to pin this on
No, you have to
anybody.
pin it.
There's no names. It's just a number.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Maybe a 1.
Okay,
honestly.
who are all the ones you know?
Do I have to name? Because you know these
no,
people.
go through all. No, don't name them.
Okay.
Come on.
I know an accountant who's a 1.
That sounds right.
I know a guy who runs a small business who's a 1.
You would have to be the less creative probably to run a successful small business.
Okay.
Because if you're too creative, then you're
Spending all your money.
not going to be doing the smart analytical thinking.
Right, that's right. I know a guy who... This is the guy who you want doing your taxes, planning your trip.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's a 1. Yeah.
Anyway, so everyone that's not a 1
Yeah.
goes through a phase where they're writing some sort of short story that involves suicide.
Yeah, definitely. Sure.
No one, like most of the people are not planning on committing suicide.
Correct.
But it's just like, I want to write about, killing myself. That could be fun.
Okay.
I need something to pass the time.
Yeah.
So everybody between teenage and like late 20s is a writer. What happens after that? You start a podcast?
Well, then life beats you
Yeah,
down.
you do start a podcast.
You start a
at
podcast.
some
Everybody
point.
has a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
That's
life,
like mid-30s.
yeah, life beats you down, and
Yeah.
you give up on your dreams.
Okay.
That's correct.
This is what I have to look forward to. I should start writing now.
Maybe you have a couple bands along the
Yeah,
way. I don't know. Like,
You put out some music that 3 people listen to.
yeah.
I've done 2 of those already.
Yeah.
Let's pimp guest policy on
Yes.
Bandcamp.
Yes.
Yeah, Carly was 1/2 of guest policy.
I was.
Carl.
Yes.
Oof.
Oh
It's
man,
okay. It's okay.
You know
I
you
mean,
have
what
to
else could
backmask
Carl
that.
be?
Short for
Yeah.
Carla.
Carlton.
Okay. Carlton.
But I don't think so.
No, you're gonna have to backmask that.
Yeah, I probably will. It's okay. There's a little bit of editing every... Not really. There's not much.
I really am. I'm going to start, just for my own amusement, making sure I say things that have to be backmasked.
Have you not been doing that the last 212 episodes?
No, I not consciously. Just imagine. I'm going to go through all the people I think are 1s in the Enneagram.
It's either that or I have to edit out my sniffles. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a lot of sniffle editing.
Yeah, well, that's because you have allergies
Real bad.
from like January to mid-December.
That's correct. Yeah. There's like
There's like 2 weeks where it's there's no editing involved.
And
but-
like James, I really feel like killing myself
Right.
within there.
yeah, May's going to be rough.
Yeah. If you walked into the water in Nantucket, I'm assuming it's cold most of the time.
It's like tolerable.
Okay, it's like
the
solid.
summer.
So you can like beach there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I have no reference point for this at all. Here's the closest reference point I have for Nantucket: Barefoot Contessa. I don't
Okay.
even know where she lives, but it's like
she
somewhere.
seems very Massachusetts. I don't know where she lives.
like Martha's Vineyard. Is that near there?
I used to think that Martha's Vineyard was Martha Stewart's
I did too.
island. Am I okay? I'm not alone.
No, you're not alone. I thought
Martha
that
Stewart
too.
probably has a vineyard that she calls
Yeah.
Martha's Vineyard just
Yeah.
to confuse people.
Well, right now you can get her wine paired with Snoop's wine. He has a red, she has a white, and it comes in a box.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Snoop has a rosé too. That
Well,
is
yeah,
very good.
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just gonna a taste. There we go. I'm drinking for 2 tonight since Nathan's not drinking.
Oh, I
So
thought
you would rather walk into the sea, fall over the edge of the ferry versus a knife.
yeah. Okay, yeah. You have
I don't
to pick.
know. One, you really know when it's like I got to pick my suicide here.
Well, out of those two,
Well, that's what it sounded like you were doing.
there's also a third choice. You can take all of the Ziploc of Adderall.
Or choke on the
God.
golfer's special.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, that was really funny. That was really funny. All All right, let's eliminate the Ziploc of Adderall.
Okay. And the golfer special?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave that in play. You can add that.
I will tell you this, and I said this the other day at Schlotsky's. I honest to God, every time I choke, and I choke like once a week, a little bit, I feel my life flash before my eyes every time I choke.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of know what that's about.
Okay.
It's not great. It's not a good way to go. Gasping for oxygen, not cool. I mean, that's drowning too.
Yeah.
So I guess the knife, because you know when it's coming.
But which part of the boat are you jumping off?
Like the front?
You go over the front, you're just going to get hit by the rest of the boat.
That seems like
You
good.
go over the back, you're just going to be floating.
Wait, how do I get into the motor? Because like that seems like the fastest
I don't
way.
think you can get into it, but if you
Okay.
go off the front.
I don't
Yeah.
think minced by a boat motor was a choice.
So I've got Elliott Smith as an option.
Yeah.
Like I stab myself.
Yeah, you can.
Or like
I mean, if you're narrowing it down to knife, it's either slitting or Elliott Smith stabbing.
slitting is probably the best among
Well,
those.
obviously, the Elliott Smith suicide is the worst
Yeah.
choice.
How do you do it more than once? Like I can understand.
I don't buy it.
Because okay,
We've talked about this on this
and
podcast.
we were listening to Elliott Smith this week at Schlotsky's.
Yeah.
It's a good joke. We're listening to Either Or, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. But how do you stab yourself repeatedly in the chest and stomach area?
Surely we've talked about this on here.
Surely.
The conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that he didn't.
I
do
don't.
It.
I don't buy it.
I don't either. He was so sad.
No, I don't buy that. There's any way he stabbed himself multiple times.
Oh, okay.
I don't
so
buy
you think
that.
it was a murder?
Yeah.
I mean that.
Elliott Smith was depressed. He wasn't an idiot.
I mean, it kind of is like one of the worst ways to die.
Oh yeah. I mean, for sure.
Because one wouldn't do it
No.
unless you hit the
the
right
exact spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like that would be
And-
like your neck.
And
No, not even that, because you're still breathing. You know, you're just gonna
that's-
like
it's true.
drown your lungs or something.
not to get too CSI on this here
Okay,
either.
all right. Yeah.
But imagine the pressure that would have to be used to get the knife.
Oh,
Come on,
to get the knife where to get it
in the chest.
in the chest because you got to break. You got to go.
You
through
got to go through something.
The sternum.
the sternum.
Like even if you miss the stern, even
what if
hit
you
a
hit a
rib.
rib?
Yeah.
You and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I never really thought about it.
yeah,
All right, can we agree on one thing?
yeah. Tupac's alive. Yes.
Tupac's alive.
Yeah.
Elvis is a mummy. Kurt Cobain killed himself.
I'll allow it.
We can agree on that.
I don't want it to be true, but I'll allow
But
it.
it happened.
Yeah.
Elliott Smith maybe didn't kill himself.
Yeah, I am of the stance that is the music conspiracy theory that's correct.
All right.
He didn't kill himself.
It was a murder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Suge Knight actually killed Tupac and Biggie.
1,000,000%. Is Suge Knight in jail?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah.
we can say whatever about Suge Knight
Yeah,
then.
allegedly.
Yeah.
We should say allegedly.
Allegedly.
But yeah, you've heard the Tupac Suge Knight conspiracy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We've talked
He
about it.
wanted to murder Tupac because he was about to get out of his record contract.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That definitely.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Suge Knight was sort of the DJ Khaled of his day. like,
he's even
was-
worse.
That's low.
I know.
He's lower than DJ Khaled because he
Okay.
didn't even yell.
He didn't even appear on tracks.
No, he just basically all I can figure out is he ran a record label and had a goon hang Vanilla Ice over a balcony. Like that. That's it. That's the whole thing.
The distinction of being the guy that hung Vanilla
Yeah.
Ice over a balcony, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Like they hung Vanilla Ice over a balcony and he signed over part of the money from Ice Ice Baby, and that's how Death Row got started.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I never heard that part of the story. Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a Raiders player too that did it.
A
Maybe an ex-Raiders player.
So
I
at
don't
the
know.
time, the Raiders were...
They were in LA at that
LA.
point.
The
Yeah.
LA Raiders. An LA Raiders player
Yeah.
hung Vanilla Ice,
Or former player.
or former player,
Yeah.
hung Vanilla Ice over a balcony
That's correct, yes.
to extort money out of him.
Yes.
So that Death Row Records could become a thing.
Yes, and Robert Van Winkle did that. He signed that, so
There's always
Just a
one.
reminder, his
There's
name
always
was
one.
Robert Van Winkle.
Oh, you mean Vanilla Ice?
Yeah, Robert Van Winkle. Yeah,
yeah,
Robert.
correct. What do you think, Carl? Did James is alive?
I think so, yeah.
I think a guy that writes about himself that way.
Oh, I hope so.
I think he's writing some great stuff, and I wish we could find him, because I'd read more.
I mean, if that's where we're starting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even if it's a little bit aping someone else.
I
Come
mean,
on.
It's at best a little, or at worst a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's still an original idea. It's very good.
Definitely, it's very good.
So,
oh man, James, if you're out there and you happen to hear this,
Fans at Slotsky's or whatever.
you got 3 friends.
just sent a letter to the only Schlotskys in the tri-state area.
That's correct. Soon to be the last Schlotskys.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Ever. Well, yeah, sushi jackknife.
Yeah, sushi jackknife.
Yeah. It's customary for the guests to.
Sushi jackknife?
Yeah,
That's
that's
how we
it.
end it. Thank you.
That's
Thank
the
you,
show.
Carl. Round of applause for Carl.
No, don't applaud for yourself. Stop that.
I thought I'd just add to the noise.
No, that's oh man.